Welcome viewers to another tutorial on hotel front office forms. This is a reservation form as you can see on your screen, hotel room reservation form. There is one more video before this that I have shared. It is on hotel diary. Hotel diary is also used for recording reservations, and this is also used for recording reservations. So what is the main difference between these two? Hotel diary is a hardbound register. Hotel diary is a hardbound register, whereas this form is in loose leaf form, which means they all are separate. Different forms are made for different reservations and they have to be filed. So, I think in terms of managing, loose leaf forms are more convenient as compared to hotel diary. Hotel diary also has the disadvantage of getting dirty, also getting soiled because of repeated use. The risk of being stolen is also very high in case of hotel diary. One staff who is unhappy with the hotel can simply steal the diary and run away, or somebody can sabotage the diary, set it to fire, throw it in the fire, do something with it, and then put hotel in trouble. So, to avoid such risk and such disadvantages, the hotel started using these forms, loose leaf forms, and since we already have discussed a lot of issues in hotel diary, so I'll not repeat all of them once more. I'll only say what I think is now essential for this form. This date on top is the date on which you are taking the reservation. In case the booking is from the same country, the guest is a domestic guest, then this date is same as the call date. But sometimes the call may be international and the dates of the caller's country and the hotel's country may be different. In that case, this date has to be filled very carefully. And also, this will have an effect on the arrival date. So, we need to be aware of that international date line and how when somebody is flying across the world. Sometimes the date is reduced by one day if you travel in one direction, and sometimes the date is advanced by one day if you are traveling in the opposite direction. So I encourage all of you to go back to geography books and read about international date line. On top you can see this number. This numbering is very crucial for all documents in hotel. These numbers are unique, which means no other form will have this number. So this ensures accountability of all the documents in the hotel. If a form number is missing, then the person who is responsible for it, he is accountable for it and he has to explain. And in case the documents are very important and they also have financial data on them, then the person may lose his or her job for misplacing the documents. So this unique number of the document 147 you can see here where the cursor is, and then the first entry here is name. If you notice, we have surname first, the surname here, and then the first name. In hotel we sort names by surname because surnames are easier to locate, they're also more familiar. The number of first names are much greater, much larger. So it is more convenient to locate a guest by their surnames first. And this also helps us in the way that all these surnames get accumulated together when we are recording data. Now in a computerized system, this is not an issue, but even here we record surname first. We have IDS PMS in our college, and in the reservation form of that software PMS, we also record names with surname first. That helps us in locating the name faster. Address, I don't think I should explain. but please understand, many people do not fill this because of amount of writing involved. Address is very important in future, in case there is a billing dispute, in case there is a lost and found item, in case a letter for the guest comes after he has checked out. So this address, if it is not clear, then we might be in trouble. So it is important to have a complete address, including the street number, the house number, the exact post office pin code, etc. Then you will see 3 boxes here. First box reserve, second box cancel, and third box is amend. So the person who is making this form or taking details of a reservation on this form has to tick one of these boxes. So if you tick reserve, it means it's a reservation. If you tick cancel, it means an old booking is being cancelled. And amend means changes. Amend means modification of an old reservation. So this is not cancellation, but we are actually changing the date, number of rooms, number of persons, maybe even guest name could be changed, modified, his address could be modified, departure date could be modified. So all modifications are called as amendment of reservation. This book by column is will be filled and will be necessary if the person in whose name the booking is made and the person who is making the booking, they are 2 different persons. Now you might ask, when will this happen? This will happen when the booking is made by a secretary or a wife or some relative or some friend or somebody else is making a booking on behalf of the guest. In case the 2 persons are different, then this column must be filled with accurate details. This telephone number, of course, is of the person who has made the booking. Then as we go up, this is simply type of room. Accommodation means the place where somebody wishes to stay. So hotel sells accommodation. We only have mentioned 4 types of rooms here, and we have to tick one of these boxes. Single room is for 1 person, double for 2 persons. A twin is also for 2 persons, but here the beds are separate from each other. A double room will have 1 common double bed on which 2 persons can sleep, normally preferred by husband and wife. And twin bed is when 2 colleagues or 2 friends who do not want to sleep on the same bed and they prefer to have 2 separate beds. That is what is a twin bed. And suite room is an expensive room, is a larger room, and it is a multi-room room, which means a suite will at least have 2 rooms, 1 bedroom and 1 living room. And as a result, this is the most expensive room in the hotel. Then we have date of arrival. Date of arrival, I think we understand. This is the date on which the guest wishes to check in, and this is date of departure. This must be filled very carefully because billing depends on it, and any dispute here will result in financial loss either to the guest or to the hotel. So we need to avoid any financial loss to anyone. That is good hospitality. Now, why is time of arrival and departure recorded? A hotel has something called fixed check-in check-out time, which means we set a time, something like 12 noon, and every guest has to check out before this time and check in after this time. In many hotels, now I have noticed, my students who have gone for industrial training, they have told me that in many hotels, the checkout time has been shifted to, check-in time has been shifted to 2 p.m., 2 hours after 12 noon. This 2 hours gap is in case there is a rush. So we want to have some time to get the room ready for the arriving guests. And that is why we have a gap of 2 hours between checkout time and check-in time. This must be mentioned very clearly, and in case the guest departure time, let us say, is 6 p.m., he says, I'll check out by 6 p.m., then he must be informed that he'll have to pay extra for it, because as per hotel policy, as per hotel rules, the guest must check out by 12 noon. In case it is off season, the demand is not very high, then hotel may prefer to maintain relationship, nurture relationship, and allow the guest to stay for extra hours. But it should not be encouraged because this will create problems during peak season time when the customers, the guests, they will talk about their previous stay and they'll say, last time I stayed till 6 p.m. You did not say anything, you did not charge anything, and now you are charging me even for 2 hours. So this time of arrival departure could be a cause of dispute, and this is very important to fill. Don't avoid it. Mode of reservation is whether the booking is done through phone, telephone, email, fax, whatever is the mode, it must be mentioned here. And this date is the date in the email, the date in the letter, the date in the fax. That is what we should fill in this. Billing instructions is how the guest wishes to pay. So there are two main modes of payment. One is by cash and one is through credit card. So whatever is the mode of payment must be recorded here. And if the mode of payment is credit card, then we should request the guest to share his credit card number and date of expiry. Received advance, in case some guest decides to pay us in advance, then this amount has to be recorded here. This column is for amount of advance. It could be 50,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees. And we allow the guest, we actually send a receipt to the guest to make sure that there is a proof of payment and there is no dispute either from our side or from the hotel side whether money was paid or not. So this wide receipt number is like through receipt number. And lastly, as you go down, the column is confirmation required or not. Many guests who are on official trips, they sometimes need a written confirmation to submit in their office, and in that case, whether the guest wants it or not, we have to tick this box. And if the guest wants a confirmation, then a letter which is auto-generated by computers, it must be signed. All the guest reservations must be checked once again, and then it should be sent through post or through email. And finally, the person who is taking this reservation, his or her signature must be affixed, because without signature, this document is not valid. So anybody who is handling any transaction, any record, they must not forget to sign a document, and they are responsible for every entry in that document. So that is all in this tutorial on room reservation form. It's a loose leaf form. I'll see you in another video. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant day.